Mr. Speaker, House Resolution 937 provides for consideration of the conference report for the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2017. This marks the 55th consecutive year that the House and Senate are coming together to pass a bill to authorize spending and set policy for our nation's military. Just as important, as is the case with most of our work on the Armed Services Committee that I have the privilege to serve on, this was a bipartisan process that allowed for numerous members to have input into the final bill. That is a testament to the great work and leadership of Chairman Mac Thornberry, Ranking Member Adam Smith, our subcommittee chairman, and the entire committee staff. This is truly a professional team that puts in long hours to make this bill possible, and they deserve a lot of credit for their efforts. Mr. Speaker, I have said on this floor many times before that our military faces a serious readiness crisis. Budget cuts have really thinned out our military and hurt our ability to train and prepare for conflict. One of the most startling examples of this readiness crisis is the fact that some of our Marines are forced to get parts for their F-18s off of planes in a museum. That is simply absurd, and it is deeply troubling. Just as bad, less than one-third of Army forces are at acceptable readiness levels for ground combat, and our pilots are getting less training than many of our adversaries. Thankfully, this NDAA stops the drawdown of the military and authorizes critical funding for the operation and maintenance of our military. The bill authorizes important funding for training, helps rebuild outdated infrastructure, and ensures our military men and women have the munitions they need for ongoing operations. The bill also provides for a 2.1% pay increase for our military. This is the largest pay raise for our troops in 6 years, and it is especially important for our military families. Additionally, the bill supports our nation's military operations around the globe. As we fight the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, and continue to have a presence in Afghanistan, it is vital that our military has the tools they need to carry out their mission and defeat radical Islamic terrorism. Just as important, this NDAA provides for continued military presence in Europe to support our allies and deter Russian aggression, as well as resources to support U.S. operations in the ever-important Pacific. Finally, the NDAA includes some important reforms to make our military and the Pentagon more effective and more efficient. This includes updates to the Goldwater-Nichols Act to improve the overall organizational structure at the Pentagon and throughout our military. The bill builds upon recent reforms to the Pentagon's acquisition programs to cut down on red tape and spur innovation and research. It also updates the Uniform Code of Military Justice to promote accountability within our military. So, Mr. Speaker, this is a good bill, but it alone will not be enough to fully turn the tide back in favor of the fully trained, fully capable, and fully equipped military that we need. Congress and the incoming President must act early next year on a funding bill to fully fund our military. And we need to go above even what is included in this bill. As Chairman Thornberry has indicated, we need to push for a defense supplemental that includes important military programs that were unfortunately left out of this final bill. I look forward to working with Chairman Thornberry, Ranking Member Smith, the Appropriations Committee, and the incoming administration to get this funding bill taken care of as soon as possible next year, because without supplemental funding, we will leave the job half done. While this is just one step in ensuring our military is ready for the fight, it is an important one nonetheless. So I urge my colleagues to join me in supporting this truly bipartisan legislation. So for the 55th consecutive year, let's send a message to our service members that supporting the United States military isn't a Republican goal or a Democrat goal. It is an American goal. I urge my colleagues to support House Resolution 937 and the underlying bill, and I reserve the balance of my time.